I feel like I have been so discombobulated today. I feel like these are really messy. Welcome back to Everyday Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Everyday Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Leroy and Stitch. Leroy and Stitch is a 2006 television and direct-to-video release. It's about Lilo, Stitch, and fam having to reunite to defeat Hamsterville and find their place in their Ohana. It is directed by Tony Craig and Bob Gannaway. The list of animation directors is insane, so I am going to read it. It's Doris Chen, Joe Chen, Rita Chen, Sparky Chen, Alice Ho, Jasmine, Hsieh, Water Hsieh, Susan Sue, Mori Lee, Kirk Lin, Marian Lin, Jade Peng, Jessie Xiong, Bunis Yang, Jasmine Yang, and Lotus Yang. The editing is done by Tony Mizgalski, the music is done by J.A.C. Redford, and it's written by Bob Gannaway and Jess Winfield. Film stars Daveigh Chase as Lilo, Chris Sanders as Stitch and Leroy, David Ogden Stiers as Jumba, Kevin McDonald as Pleakley, Tia Carrere as Nani, Rob Paulsen as Reuben, and Kevin Michael Richardson as Captain Gantu. This does serve as the finale to the TV series, so they have a movie as the pilot and they have a movie as the finale, and it has a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. Chris Sanders obviously reprises his role as Stitch, but he had nothing else to do with the movie other than voicing Stitch, because he did move on to do movies at DreamWorks, including How to Train Your Dragon. The standout shot for me, animation speaking, is the shot of Lilo leaned up against the table with the phone on it when she was trying to call Bubbles. I think the lighting and just animation, like just that picture is so beautiful. And then the animation is not as good as Lilo and Stitch and Lilo and Stitch 2, but I do think it is improved upon Stitch the movie. I think it's a little bit better quality, but it still has that TV quality to it, which is a little bit lesser than Lilo, Stitch 1 and 2. The Lonesome song, I forgot what it's called, by Elvis, was the standout song for me. Obviously, it's the one that Jumba listened to, that Lilo gave him, which I thought was so sweet. And then just all the Elvis songs. We stand that all these Elvis songs were in the movie, and Aloha Oi and all of that. Definitely great. I'll have to say my favorite lines in this are when Yuki is like accidentally laying Myrtle's like stuff totally bare. It was killing me, but also confused me because Myrtle in Lilo and Stitch 2 talks about how her dad owns a store, but then in this they keep talking about how Myrtle doesn't have a dad. So it was a little confusing to me, because maybe something happened in the TV show that I just didn't know about. I do think this is well connected to the TV show. It is obviously connected to the TV show. It's not like the Proud Family movie where it had nothing to do with the TV show besides the characters. This was obviously like a very great like end cap to the TV show. They they found all the experiments and gave them like things to do. They helped save the Galactic Alliance, this, that, and the other thing. The other line that took me out that I will touch on later is I'm wearing the wig. Which is insane to me. Lilo letting them go to go do like the things that they were awarded almost got me. And then when they all decided to stay with Lilo at the end also almost got me. Oh my gosh, too good. Gantu's a freaking idiot. Like in the first one, he's obviously like, he's just trying to do like what's right according to his job for a minute there or whatever, but he slowly like gets turned into the villain, obviously, especially for the TV show. And this movie just proved he's kind of dumb. I think that's really funny because he's just a big dumb idiot. And then seeing all of them without each other really did a number on me. But writing-wise, this is better than I expected, which I'm kind of floored by the Lilo and Stitch movies. I will definitely say this one is less than 1 and 2, but is, I think, better than Stitch the movie. So I think, because Stitch the movie was very obvious setting up for the TV show and just didn't have like a quality to it that kind of these other 3 have had. But I would definitely, it's 1, so Lilo and Stitch, and then it's Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, Leroy and Stitch, and then Stitch the movie, I would say, is the order in which I like these. Because this was touching, like, it was a little, you know, TV showy and a little less touching than maybe 1 and 2, but her letting them go and then them missing each other and wanting to come back and, like, you know, them saving everyone. It was just very sweet, and it was handled pretty well. So, better than I expected story-wise. My favorite parts were probably Lilo and Stitch's reunion, and then also Jumba and Pleakley's phone call, which I will dive into here in a second. My least favorite part was probably anything dealing with Hamsterville. He's so obnoxious and the worst. I would definitely recommend watching this at least once. It's a little hard to be fully in the know of what's going on if you didn't watch the TV series, but if you do watch all 4 movies, I think you kind of gather you can use context clues and still enjoy the movie without seeing the entire TV series, although it has me interested because I want to, like, it's kind of fun to see them, like, you know, getting all these experiments and everything. I don't know if I would watch it again. I think I would probably just stick to Lilo and Stitch 1 and Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, because those are so good. And then specific moments include Lilo saying bye to everyone, Reuben and Lilo, like, finding his name. I thought that was a very sweet scene. And then Jumba and Pleakley. You guys, the progression of this relationship is everything to me. It killed me in this movie. So, as I'm sure you remember, in Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, we, like, had full confirmation that they're married now. They are in a relationship because they were Uncle Jumba and Aunt Pleakley, which was fabulous. We love that. This movie... They get obviously separated by the things they're going to do. So Jumba's back in his evil scientist lab, and oh, Xander's barking. And then Pleakley is trying, like, being a non-teacher. He thought he was going to be a teacher, but he's actually not a teacher. He's like a department head, which he's sad about. So they're missing each other. Jumba, like, discovers something and calls to show Pleakley, but, like, calls out for Pleakley, but Pleakley's not there. Obviously, it was out of habit. And then Pleakley doesn't have a picture of Lilo, doesn't have a picture of Stitch, doesn't have a picture of Nani, doesn't have a picture of David, no one. He has a picture of Jumba on his desk. They're married. And then Pleakley is, like, missing home, and he puts on his wig that he wears as Aunt Pleakley, and he calls Jumba, and they're on the phone, and Jumba is being held hostage at the moment, so he's, like, having to just, like, pretend to be mean, and he's saying no a bunch and all this kind of stuff. And Pleakley goes, "I'm wearing the wig." To, like, try and, like, get Jumba to be like, oh. When I tell you I laughed forever because I was just like, this is amazing. Like, I'm obsessed with Jumba and Pleakley. It's my favorite. Well, I also love Nani and David, and I love Lilo and Stitch is my favorite, but I just love all the relationships in these movies. They're amazing, and I just love the subtlety and beautiful relationship that is Jumba and Pleakley. They are wonderful and fantastic, and it made me laugh so hard. I was impressed with how they connected it to the show. I really was expecting it to be similar to the Proud Family movie, so I was excited about that. The BRB, which is Big Red Battleship, looks like a penis. It looks like a penis. That's where I'm going to leave that one. It took a long time to finally get to Leroy. For the longest time, I thought Reuben was Leroy. Because on the poster, or at least the screen grab, it shows Reuben, and then, like, Lilo and Stitch and all that. So I kept thinking Reuben was going to be named Leroy, and then I realized Leroy is, like, the evil version of Stitch. And I was like, oh, okay. Which it took forever to get to. I was almost, like, I was probably a third, if not more, into the movie before we even had Leroy, so I thought that was interesting, but it didn't super take away from it for me. I think it would have been nicer to have it a little bit earlier, but I get it. And then, I think that's it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. That's everything I have for Leroy and Stitch. My final rating is 6 battleships out of 10. Our total movie count is... Parent Death Toll and Cry Count are still the same. If you want to keep up with the movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1 where you get every video a week early. And a coupon code for merch. With tiers above that, you get daily trivia, weekly random videos, monthly podcasts, monthly postcards, merch, vlogs, bonus content, questions, all the good stuff. Okay. Buy merch. Can't buy this because it was limited edition for $500, but you can buy a bunch of others. They're linked below. There's everything up there, wherever you want. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so do you, and don't be Leroy and Hamsterville about it. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and I'm not... No, I literally... Okay, no, we're done. That's it. I'm a mess today. I'm very jumbled.